Hi and welcome to Yamaha Backstage, our brand new magazine feature and video programme for Yamaha Club Magazine. Coming from our studios at Yamaha HQ, Paul and Richard also visit Norfolk to discover just what it's like to go on a specialist musical holiday with other music lovers from around the country. Also in today's show, we meet up with Keyboard Cavalcade's MD Michael Wooldridge, the fabulous David Harrild, and a surprise visit from Mr. Steve Lowdell. Welcome to Yamaha Backstage. Hello and welcome to Yamaha Backstage. Well, today we're on holiday.
We are.
Well, when I say we're on holiday, I actually mean we're going to take you behind the scenes at a very popular holiday resort.
Now, just as many of you might already know, keyboard holidays are still really popular in the UK at lots of venues across the country, including, of course, our own Yamaha Club Weekend.
Yeah. Well, in today's programme, we're going to whisk you off to Norfolk, not to the Yamaha Club Weekend, but this time to visit the Organ and Keyboard Cavalcade event at a lovely holiday resort in Hemsby. And what a week it was.
Yeah,
the weather
great.
It was absolutely glorious. Now, at these events, you'll find a full programme of events and activities, from evening and afternoon concerts by our industry stars, to workshops and teachings, well, by myself and Richard, along with some other well-known faces from Yamaha.
Yeah, that's right. And, well, it's just a bit of fun, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's really good. So it gives you the chance to escape, go on holiday for the weekend, catch up with your friends, of course, your friends from the keyboard world, learn more about your own instrument, and of course you're listening to some tremendous musicians. And me.
Well, you did perform a concert while we were there, and you know what, it was very good.
Oh, bless.
Let's take a look. Hello and welcome to Richardson's Hemsby Beach Holiday Park here in Norfolk. What a beautiful day. We're here at Keyboard Cavalcade Organ and Keyboard Festival, and what an exciting week we've got ahead.
Absolutely.
We're not staying in one of these, although this is an original beach hut that people used to stay in. In fact, we did stay in them not so long ago.
Yeah, we did.
But of course the park is full now of beautiful
Great caravans.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So we're here with the Organ and Keyboard Cavalcade, with of course Yamaha, and we're presenting to a whole load of customers that are here on holiday for, I think is it 5 days?
5 days.
5 days. And we're going to be playing our we do have Tyros here. There's lots of people
There is a
Tyros
Tyros here.
We've got Genos, we've got PSRSX, we've got CVP. There's people with organs. There's people with all different types of instruments, and they're all here because we're all, like-minded people. We're all here for a great time. Listen to some concerts. We're going to do workshops. We're going to be doing all sorts of stuff. And I'll tell you what, we've brought the weather.
How good is this?
I know.
And in current times, great weather, great music.
What more could you wish for?
What you need.
So once again, everyone, welcome. We're going to take Yamaha Backstage. I hope you enjoy the show. Come on.
Let's go and have a look.
Let's go and have a look. Now, of course, for an event like this, lots of planning needs to be coordinated for setup, so everything runs smoothly. There's so much to be done. Ordering the correct instruments from our warehouse, along with all the accessories. We need to make sure nothing is forgotten. Then, of course, there's the display equipment. Our new Make Waves branding certainly stands out from the crowd. All of this to be loaded onto lorries and shipped to the venue by our brilliant logistics team. Then it's all hands to the pumps for setup, ready for our customers. And just in time, we're ready for the show.
You know what a super place that was,
Really?
wouldn't it just?
Yeah,
Staff
absolutely.
are lovely, accommodation's great, luxury caravans, really nice and cosy. And what a lot of work actually goes on to making that such a great event.
Tell me about it, yeah. Don't we know it? All worthwhile, of course. Well, this particular event has run for quite a considerable number of years by the Organ and Keyboard Cavalcade magazine. But only recently it was taken over by its new owner, Michael Wooldridge.
Well, we were lucky enough to catch up with Michael during the event and managed to have a chat about his background, how he sees the event going, and maybe even a few backstage trade secrets.
Hi, so here we are with Yamaha Backstage, and we're with Michael Wooldridge from Keyboard Cavalcade or Cavalcade Productions.
That's right, yes.
And we're here at Richardson's Hemsby Beach holiday park, which is a bit of a mouthful in itself.
Yeah.
What's this all about? Because we're having a fantastic time at this festival.
Yeah.
Lots of people here, all with common interests. We're all enjoying playing our keyboards, and of course,
Great music going on.
yeah,
Absolutely,
absolutely. Well,
yeah.
there will be when you've done your concert.
That's right, yeah.
That's going to be amazing. How did it come about? Because we've already met lots of Yamaha club members. They're all here.
Yep.
Going to listen to your concert, which they're all going to enjoy.
Absolutely.
But you've run these events for quite some time. So where did it all begin, Michael?
In terms of the events, Cavalcade Productions has taken over from a firm who have been running them since the mid-80s. And they came to the end of their time to stop working. And they're such wonderful events, which Richard knows. He's been coming like me, been coming to them for decades, haven't we? We've been here forever, haven't we? We've been here since the 80s. Lovely events where people who love music can come along and get together and not only listen to fabulous concerts, but also share ideas with one another, share registrations with one another, get to meet wonderful people like Richard who can actually show them how to get more out of their particular instruments, be they keyboards, organs, digital pianos, whatever.
Yes.
They can look at them all and get some hints and tips. And they just come and have a lovely time, really.
So, Michael, how long does an event like this last? I mean, people obviously they're coming here on holiday. The event program is I mean littered with great friends,
Yes,
people who've been in the
absolutely.
industry a long time. And I see a picture of you there.
That's it, yeah.
So where did it all start for you? How did you get into this industry?
As most people in music do, I was teaching and doing that bit and still playing keyboard clubs and organ clubs and concerts and stuff, and writing for the Keyboard Cavalcade magazine, which the magazine started back in 1987. It's been going since then. The country's most successful, longest running keyboard, organ, piano magazine. I think the success of the magazine is really that it is like a family. We talk about the Cavalcade army, the Cavalcadian army, the family, and very much the Cavalcadians do interact and relate with one another and give them hints and tips and all this stuff. And the magazine is a help for anyone who plays, because there's always lots of tutorial articles, which can be how to get the best of your keyboard. It can be about playing chords and things. It can be just how to arrange a piece of music, but things that help anybody who plays in the magazine, plus information on all the latest instruments as they come out, which people obviously find interesting, even if they're not ready to buy one yet. They might fancy a look and think, oh, I might have that for Christmas or whatever. So they enjoy the reviews. And then we have sort of features about different players and their lives and how they've become involved in it and things. And I've written for it for, I don't know, 20 years, 25 years, I suppose. I'm told I was consistently one of the most popular contributors, which is always nice. But the magazine owners with the festivals decided it was time for them to retire and step back. And I thought it was really, really important we kept it in our world of music. I think it's so important, and that's when myself and my wife Carol decided we would take it on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I know that when we heard that you were stepping forward to take over the business and carry it on, we were all very pleased because we've been friends for years.
Absolutely.
And we know what you're capable of.
I think
and where
it's safe to say there was a very, very large sigh of relief
Brilliant.
Yes.
throughout the industry.
Absolutely. Now, this is Yamaha Backstage.
Yes.
So we want to let our customers into some of the secrets, I suppose, of behind the scenes. And we're certainly going to do that with Richard when he goes on stage tomorrow. We're going to go backstage and we're going to get him on stage and not making him nervous.
Is that wise?
Like
Is that wise?
Well, so what have we got planned for the future? Can we divulge any of that? What's coming in the future? Have we got more festivals coming? Or actually, let's talk about the festivals that we do, because this is not the only one that you do, is it?
No, that's right. We have currently 4 festivals a year. a spring festival, which is obviously where we are now, at Hemsby Beach. And I'm so lucky this week, aren't we? The weather. It's been stunning, hasn't it?
It's 19 degrees.
It's wonderful. It's been brilliant sunshine.
I'm very warm.
That's right. Yeah. Oh, I thought you were just excited to see me. There you go.
That as well.
No, I mean, we're so lucky. So yes, festival events where it's just wall to wall, meeting players and getting tips and friends and all that, which is wonderful. So we've got this one, Hemsby Beach, in the spring. Then we have one in September, which is our longest event. That's a whole week, which is lovely, because some people sort of said to me, we used to like it years ago when it used to be a week, because it was like a proper holiday. We've gone for a whole week.
It is a proper holiday, isn't it? Yeah.
So I brought that back. This will be the first year of it being a week for many years, but a whole week, and it's allowed me to pack it full of just about every player you can think of in the UK, really. All the famous names that exist in this country, more or less, will be with us that week. So it's going to be stunning.
Can you let us know of any players that are coming?
Well, there's one particular one I'm really pleased with, and that's we've gone international, which
really?
hasn't happened for some time.
Yeah.
We've got the wonderful player from Japan coming over, Max Takano, who is just wonderful.
Wow.
And for me,
Well, that really is good
know.
backstage, because that is...
Can I come?
We'll be there. We'll be there.
I mean, he's just a stunning player, isn't he? Max is just phenomenal, so I'm really, really
And
pleased.
great friends, because we've all been friends, Max.
That's what I used to work with him in 1987, you know. I mean, so I've known him a long time, and it's lovely because I was really thrilled when he said he'd come.
Yeah.
But more than that, he's really thrilled to be coming back
course,
here, which is great. And he's bringing a couple of his children with him. I mean, obviously they're older now, but he's bringing. They're in their 20s, aren't they now, Max's kids? But he's bringing a couple over because he's just so pleased to be coming back to see us, which is fabulous, isn't it? Yeah.
I can't wait to hear that. Coming to an event like this is actually quite a thing. Yeah. And I noticed that we've all been coming to these things for quite a number of years, apart from the last couple,
for
obvious reasons. But I noticed that hall is quite packed. There's more people. We've got more people coming.
I think we're all ready to come out, aren't we? After the 2 years being locked in, we're all ready to enjoy being together again.
Yeah.
You know,
we certainly will. When we emerged,
it's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's great.
Actually meeting people and talking. Yeah. And what I found has been great is over lockdown, I mean, thank God I had an instrument at home to actually...
I think we've all been there.
God, I had the wonderful Genos at home.
Yeah, right.
You know what? I'm not so bad playing it now. I had lots of practice. But I really enjoy imparting that information with
the knowledge and the passion.
That is the joy, isn't it? Sharing our hobby with everyone else. Because yes, we work in the trade, but the only reason we all work in the trade is because we love it, isn't it? It's not because we're going to be millionaires, is it? There's lots of things we can probably do. Well, I'm still trying, but realistically, we're here because we love it.
Of course we do.
And yes, we're lucky enough to have had a life in the trade, which is wonderful, but it's lovely to share that with everyone else.
Yes, absolutely.
And of course, you mentioned clinics and things, and of course, that's our last event of the year traditionally is in October. We help run the Yamaha Club Festival, of course, with your great people on board, which is aimed mostly at Yamaha owners, but of course it's not compulsory to have one. You can still come along and enjoy lots of the hints and tips, apply to everybody, and the concerts are wonderful, aren't they, that we have at Yamaha Club?
Absolutely.
Always a lovely 4-star hotel, always a really friendly event, isn't it? It's always been one of my favourites to go to, both with my Yamaha hat on working when it's been those years, because aside from my 5 years, of course, I've come back and did Clavinova demonstrations, didn't I, at one point, and a bit of Tyros work somewhere along the line. So I've played the stage with the Yamaha hat on and off through the years, but also just to be there, it's lovely.
Even if we have some of our good customers that are not members of Yamaha Club, they can still come to your festival. In fact, people who are not players at all, they just enjoyed the music.
That's right, absolutely anybody can come to any of the events, the Yamaha Club event, these festivals, all of them are open to everybody, and we do have quite a few people who come along just to enjoy the music and the atmosphere. The fact it's it's a friendly world away from the world, isn't it? We can forget everything going on the other side of the fence and just have a lovely time together.
It takes you to another place, of course, as music does.
Absolutely right.
And we're all like-minded people, and we all enjoy.
Thank goodness we have it.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, absolutely. Well, Michael, thank you very much for spending the time with us. We've certainly enjoyed the show up to now, and there's lots more to come, including Richard's concert.
Absolutely, that's right.
And I'll get to work.
Absolutely.
That's great. Good to see you.
Thanks very much, Michael.
Thanks, Michael.
Thank you.
That's brilliant. Thank you.
Cheers.
Well, here we go.
Here we are. This is Backstage at Hemsby.
This really is Backstage.
Are you nervous?
Yeah.
I shouldn't say that, really.
Yeah,
it's not
actually.
You're not. You can't be.
Yeah.
true pro like you. So what's your first number?
The first number is the Ode to Joy, Joyful, Joyful.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh. Oh, 60 seconds, Rich. Sorry, I'm just making you more nervous. I'm sorry. I'll shut up.
Really not.
I'll shut up. When was your last gig?
The last proper Yamaha gig to go playing out was in Copenhagen.
Wow.
That was summer 2019.
And of course, COVID has come along and stopped all of that. So this is really...
Well, the big health scare came a week after that.
Wow.
And then I was out of it for...
So this is your first gig?
This is literally the first Yamaha gig since then. Since...
No pressure then, no stress?
June 19.
Well, and what is it now? It's the... I'm trying to look at the date on my watch and I can't see it.
I really had to practice for that gig in Copenhagen because I played most of it in Danish.
It's the 21st of March 2022.
It is.
So that's quite some time.
So what a way to spend my birthday.
Oh yes, it's your birthday. Yes.
What a way to spend my birthday.
Yeah, forgot to mention that. Oh, look who it is, everyone. It's Mr. Tony Stace.
Have a good one. I want to get changed.
Well, this really would be Yamaha Backstage, wouldn't it? Yeah, here we go, everyone.
Richard.
Yes, sir.
Have a good one.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to it.
Together.
Let's go again. Go, everybody cut that. Well, Richard said it was warm up here, and by Lord, I brought me towel. Right. So, we're playing here the incredible Yamaha CBP 809. Anybody got a Yamaha instrument in the room? Anybody not got a Yamaha instrument in the room? What, why not? And Yamaha Club magazine. Anybody in Yamaha Club magazine? Okay. Oh, hands everywhere, yes. Okay. So we are writing some new articles for Yamaha Club magazine called Yamaha Backstage. And you're going to see these articles start to come in through the Yamaha Club magazine. And they're all about, well, it says, we do what we say on the tin, Yamaha Backstage. We're going to take you backstage, we're going to show you all the little secrets, all of the little bits and pieces. Like Richard going on stage last night, we had an interview out the back, and you wouldn't believe what he said. I'm not telling you now,
I was still getting dressed.
Tony Stace was getting undressed and he didn't realise I'd caught him in the mirror. Now, one of our favourite Yamaha players is a gentleman we've both known for, well, longer than we care to remember.
In fact, I knew him when he had hair.
Well, our very good friend, well, I'm not so sure whether he is a very good friend now, our used to be very good friend, Mr. David Harrild. He's been a professional musician for, well, let's say just quite a number of years now, performing up and down the country on Genos and, of course, Tyros before that.
And what a superb player he really is. But you know what? It's not just about the playing.
No.
David has an incredible ear for sound and a really talented knack of making, well, just the instrument sound as good as it can possibly be, and that's just
There's a
fabulous.
knack to that.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, that's also a nod to our designers at Yamaha for giving Genos endless possibilities to change and edit the sounds and effects. In fact, we have undoubtedly the most advanced editing facilities to date on a keyboard. But actually, I always say that the Genos is an instrument that has the best editing package, and it needs it the least.
It really does, yeah.
You know.
Well, as always, it was great to catch up with one of the nicest fellas in our industry, David Harrild.
Hey!
So, everyone, we actually have, and I didn't realise we were going to do this, but we have David Harrild. We've got David Harrild in the house.
Hey. Lovely to see you,
How
Bob.
are you?
Oh, very well indeed.
Good to see you. I don't know,
And
can we do that?
Yeah, I think we do that.
we
Oh
can
my
do
God,
that.
no, come on, do it properly. Oh, no. Second thoughts.
How are you?
I'm very, very well indeed. Lovely to be here in this wonderful, wonderful little place. Well, it's not little, is it? It's a big place. It's wonderful, isn't it? And
It
the
really
accommodation is absolutely amazing.
I know.
And I mean, and the food, I've got to say, the food
I
is
know.
absolutely
Yeah.
incredible. So
That's the thing that surprised me.
We've got pictures, I don't know whether the cameras can see this, we've got pictures on
This
the
is all
walls,
around us,
and it's
isn't it?
all around us.
Oh,
We've got
that's
beautiful
amazing.
sand dunes.
Yeah,
It's
incredible.
been 19 degrees today.
It's been brilliant.
I'm absolutely sweating buckets.
I know, it's
brilliant.
God, yeah.
But you know what, it's
Yeah.
two and a bit years since we've seen you.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
never changed. You've not changed at all.
right. Yes, you have. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Edit that out, Richard.
That's
Lovely to see you, mate.
absolutely
Lovely to see
pleasure.
you.
Absolute pleasure.
So you are doing some concerts here,
Yes.
you're doing some teachings, you're doing all the stuff that Dave Harrild's really good at.
Yes, it's a great bit of fun, to be honest
Yeah.
with you, because it's a great time to see and hear people's comments, because this is one of the great places we get to hear what people want.
feedback.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
yes.
the feedback, and that's what it's all
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
And lovely people, everybody that has the same interest in
Yeah.
common, which is absolutely fantastic. But yes, so I'm here obviously to represent a retailer, and of course obviously be part of the whole event.
Yes.
And yeah, a few
Well,
teachings and things.
you're doing your teachings, and you're teaching people about, of course, wonderful instruments. You're still playing Genos?
I certainly do. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Love it dearly. And I think it's one of the finest. I'm not just saying this present company, but it's got to be one of the finest products I think I've ever played in my
Yeah,
life. But it is
absolutely.
absolutely
Yeah.
stunning. But
And
yes.
you gig with it around the country, doing all the keyboard festivals and,
Yes.
and all the rest, because you do lots of private gigs as well, don't you?
Yes, I do indeed. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, certainly with the festivals, and of course, obviously the concerts around the country, which is great fun, and found Genos to be absolutely the ideal tool to do that with.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful.
You play, I remember from last time, you play it set up as an organ, because of course still lots of organ enthusiasts, and I think we
Yes.
all
Well,
came
it's where
from
we all
the organ.
started.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you set it up as an organ, as a two-manual thing, and
absolutely,
some bass
yeah,
pedals.
with the bass pedals.
Yeah.
Yeah, and of course that's the heart for me.
Yeah.
It's where I've been brought up. It's my roots. I started off playing organ when I was sort of 9 years old. And of course,
same here.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah,
I thought I'd just get that one back in. I get that one back.
Can I just say, once upon a time we were friends.
Yes. yeah. About 5 minutes ago.
You're going to charge us for this now.
I know. Yes, so basically, it got to a point where I really wanted the up-to-date quality sounds,
Yeah.
but the instrument wasn't there in the marketplace.
Yes.
It just didn't exist.
Didn't exist.
So I wanted all these lovely sounds, but I also wanted to play this hand down here so I can play something totally different and play my own bass pedals without having to rely on all the accompaniments and rhythm.
Yes.
And no disrespect to Genos or anything, the accompaniments are absolutely superb, as
Yeah.
we all know, but there's something about doing it yourself.
Yeah.
It becomes live, it becomes you playing again.
That's the whole benefit, I think, of our instruments with Genos and PSRSX. It can be whatever you want it to be. It can be a single keyboard, it can be part of a multi-keyboard setup
absolutely.
with bass pedals. I mean, to be fair, let's go Backstage, Yamaha Backstage.
Backstage, yeah.
many people think that Genos is the best keyboard that we make. Now I know that we make something absolutely incredible, and it's sat behind you.
There it is, yes.
And I know we're going to do something a little bit later on
we are.
here at Hemsby
Yes.
on CVP, Clavinova CVP. We actually have the 809 sat right behind you.
Well, I've got to be honest with you, I've always looked at this product as, although it's an absolutely superb digital piano,
Yeah.
but I actually look at it as being the finest keyboard
Yeah.
that Yamaha have ever made, because
Yeah.
it's a luxury.
Yeah.
It's not just a single keyboard, it's a piece of furniture. It looks gorgeous in the home. The amplification is all built in, so you've got no dangly wires or anything. And for me, that is pure luxury.
I'll tell you what, just talking about pure luxury, I've got a fact about our CVP 809. This is incredible. So, our CFX Concert Grand Piano, that's the best piano that Yamaha manufacture. It's really our king instrument, the king of instruments. When we make the soundboards for our beautiful instruments, and the soundboards is inside the instrument, which is basically reflecting the sound, making the sound. The wood that is used on the soundboard, when they cut the soundboard, of course there's offcuts of this spruce wood, Sitka spruce wood. The wood is then pulped out. I don't know the magic of how they do it, but they pulp this wood down, and they somehow make the speaker cones that go inside that instrument. So you could say that when you're playing a CVP 809, you're playing it through almost the soundboard, or certainly the wood from the soundboard
Absolutely.
of one of
And
our
it-
top-end instruments.
And it actually makes a
and you
difference.
hear-
You can
you
hear
hear
the
it does, doesn't it?
You can hear the warmth and the presence. It makes all the difference.
I'm going to drop names now.
Okay.
We had a conversation with Steve Lowdell. In fact, for our customers' benefit, Steve's actually on stage right now.
now.
He is.
And he's doing a concert right now. And he was in here a little earlier on playing one of our instruments. And he was absolutely blown away. He was actually playing, I think, CLP 785.
Yes, he was. Yes.
And he was, well, to be fair, don't tell him, we couldn't get him off it.
I know.
Absolutely blown away, not just with the sound, but with the feedback from the instrument,
That's right.
just the texture of the sound, all of the
Well,
perfections
it was
and
the feel, but Steve was actually talking about the way it behaved.
That's correct.
Yes.
He was. Yes. Yes.
And that's a really interesting word, the way it behaves.
Behaved.
and
in the
from
action,
a
yes.
musician such as him, and of course Dave and yourself,
Yes.
to get that sort of feedback from someone who's just popped in to say hi and said, "Oh, this is new," and sat down and just fell in love
And
with
it's the
it.
kind of thing that you expect from an acoustic instrument. It's almost a living, breathing thing.
It is. Yes.
You don't expect that from a digital instrument because it's virtually impossible. But
is.
They've done it.
I think that's the best action that Yamaha have produced,
Yeah.
without any doubt.
Yeah, it feels fantastic, doesn't it?
That's like playing a grand piano, a good grand piano. I think that's tremendous.
But how does that work then? How have they done that? How,
Well, look, there's so many things with Clavinova. I mean, particularly the piano sounds on Clavinova. If you take a recording of a real piano, so the CFX or the Bosendorfer, and again we'll talk about these in due course, it's a pure sound.
Yes.
You know, every note is recorded. It's a pure sound. But when you play 3 or 4 notes, or 5 notes, or 6 notes on a real piano, on an acoustic piano, that's a chord. They all fight each other and it all interacts. And of course, you wouldn't expect that on a digital
No,
What
not
we've
at all.
done is to add another layer on top of the sample, so
Right.
that all of those imperfections
Yeah.
start to work on the digital instrument as well. So it's taken away the over perfection and introduced the living, breathing thing that a real acoustic piano
There's
is.
another point though that I'm absolutely blown away with on the latest Cover Notes is obviously the quality of the keyboard action. That is something that is absolutely amazing. Not only is it what we call weighted action, I think it's beyond that. You know, it's balanced.
Yes.
It's balanced, and you can feel the escapement action happening.
Yes.
And you can almost, I don't know how this happens, but you can almost feel the instrument as you play the instrument. You can feel something in.
Like Steve was saying, it's how it behaves.
It's
Well, the
brilliant.
action, of course, on 785 is called Grand Touch, and it's a brand new action. I think it's took years and years and years in development before it's a brand new action. It's not something that we've just kind of kept adding to and tweaking. It's completely new.
Yeah.
And throughout the world, actually, it's been renowned from concert artists. Actually, we have concert pianists that have 785 now at home, so they can practice on.
That's amazing,
because
isn't it?
it's the closest thing that they can get to a CFX concert grand, and they know that when they go out on stage to perform on CFX, they're perfectly rehearsed. Their muscle memory and the reaction, it's all there, and that's just a truly incredible.
Well, I think that must be absolutely fantastic for the people at home, home players.
Yeah.
Someone who's learning, who's maybe going through some of the grades.
Yeah.
They're going to get all the grades, aren't they? On this, they're going to be able to get grade 8
Absolutely.
and diplomas. It's going to go.
It's
beyond,
going to
isn't
take
it?
them from their first piece of music, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, where their little feet maybe not even touching the pedals. We've all been there.
Oh yes,
and
Quite a long time ago.
well, very very long time. But as we progress and as we grow and as we discover more about the instrument and we learn how those pedals work, I mean, even on CVP and CLP 785, we have a damper pedal that works in a completely different way to our other instruments. But we'll talk about that, I'm sure, in depth in other editions. But of course, this is going to take potential musicians right from the start, whether it's for fun or whether they want to do it academically and go through their grades and they can go from 0 to all the way through to, well, the sky's the limit.
Yes.
They can do anything they
On the
like.
same piano.
All on the same piano, which is wonderful. Well,
Amazing.
Dave, it's great to see you.
It's
it
great
really
to
is
see
great
you
to see
both as well.
I'm really looking forward to your show.
Brilliant. I look forward to it as well.
We won't throw tomatoes, I promise.
No, again.
Yeah, well, that wasn't me.
Oh,
it wasn't
yes.
me.
We'll take them out of the tins anyway.
Thank you. You are so kind.
And of course, we might even be lucky enough to have a beer at the bar.
Yeah. Now that sounds like a plan.
Someone's calling.
So
Yeah,
not on that note,
the beers are ready.
David Harrild there at Hemsby. What a really nice guy, great friend, and what a player. We did actually manage to catch David's show a little later on in the week, which was just great. Now, if you do get to go and see David, it's highly recommended. You're in for a real treat. We did also manage a few beers at the bar. I think it's David's round next. Well, as we briefly chatted about in that VT, Clavinova CVP is really just a thing of beauty. It's our flagship Clavinova, and certainly, as well as being an awesome piano, it's also the most luxurious keyboard in our range. So while we were at Hemsby, we had Richard record a little taster session to show you just what we mean.
Well, we mentioned this wonderful CVP instrument when we had the pleasure of speaking with David Harrild in conversation. We'll look much more in depth at the CVP 809 in future episodes, but I thought it'd be really nice just to show you a few things on board the instrument right now, just to give you a taster. So let's go.
So during every edition, we're going to include Backstage Bites. Now, these are real facts about our products, maybe indeed the company, some fun, some just downright unbelievable, but everyone we guarantee to be absolutely true. And we've had some real fun digging some of these up. So here we go with this edition of Backstage Bites. Well, Richard, do you know who actually founded Yamaha? Let me tell you, because I know that you know. Well, the founder of Yamaha Corporation was actually a man named Torakusu Yamaha. Yes, there was actually a man.
Mr. Yamaha.
Mr. Yamaha, Mr. Torakusu Yamaha. And he established the company way back in 1887, round about your birthday, which was originally, called
Stay.
the Nippon Gaki Company. Roughly translated, that means Japan Musical Instruments.
Yes. Nippon is Japan. There you go. The very first instrument that Yamaha produced was a reed organ. Yamaha pianos didn't come along until 1900.
Well, here's one for you, Richard. Yamaha released their very first electric guitar, the SG2, in the same year that England won the World Cup. Now, what year was that?
We really don't want to talk about... we don't talk about that in Scotland.
Oh, coming from Scotland and all the rest of it. Let me tell you, it was 1966.
I bet it feels like 1066. Question: if the first electric guitar was the SG2, what happened to the SG1?
More research. The very first motorcycle came in 1955. And it was called the YA1.
Now that's interesting how much later the bikes came to the musical instrument. I mean, it really is a musical instrument company that does other things.
Well, I think that you find a lot of people say, Yamaha, yes, the motorbikes. Or they'll say, Yamaha, they're pianos. So you kind of either the bikes or you're the pianos. But not a lot of people know that the bikes didn't actually come to a lot later.
Quite a lot later.
Yeah, 1955. Really interesting fact. I can't believe we're out of time already. We certainly hope you've enjoyed this edition of Yamaha Backstage. I know we very much enjoyed making it during our holiday down in Hemsby.
Hey, don't tell them that. They won't pay, they'll not pay us next time. It was really hard work.
It was very hard work.
Very hard work. Actually, of course, we can't wait for the next time that we can all meet up in Hemsby. It was really great meeting up with all of our friends in such a lovely place.
Well, if you'd like to join in the fun and experience one of these fab keyboard holidays for yourself, including the Yamaha Club Weekend, you can find out by visiting the website displayed on the screen now. I've always wanted to do that.
So slick. Well, that's it for another episode. We'll see you next time. Until then, look after yourselves. From both of us, it's bye for now.